Welcome to Nature Walk, the podcast where we delve into the wonders of the natural world and explore the complexities of our relationship with the environment. I'm your host, David, and I'm thrilled to have you joining me on this journey. As we begin today's episode, I'd like to take you to a rather sobering topic. You see, conservation efforts are often driven by our emotional connections to certain species. We tend to focus on the charismatic ones, the ones that capture our imagination and tug at our heartstrings. But what about those that don't receive the same attention? The ones that are just as vital to the ecosystem, yet remain overlooked. A recent study published in Mongabay has shed some light on this very issue. The analysis of over 14,600 conservation projects spanning 25 years reveals a staggering bias in funding. It appears that 83% of funding and 84% of projects have gone towards vertebrates, leaving plants, invertebrates, fungi, and algae to fight for the remaining scraps. Within vertebrates, mammals and birds have received the lion's share of support, while amphibians, despite being the most threatened group, have seen a mere 2.5% of recent funding. This is particularly concerning, given that about a quarter of all amphibian species are at risk of extinction. The study also found that there is no correlation between the amount of money a species receives and whether its populations are actually increasing. In other words, the best funded animals are not necessarily the ones recovering. The authors estimate that roughly $4 billion a year would be needed to mitigate extinction risks, yet only around $80 million is currently directed towards species-level efforts. This raises some important questions about our approach to conservation. Are we prioritizing the right species? Are we focusing on the ones that need our help the most? Or are we simply drawn to those that are more familiar and photogenic? The authors of the study argue that to conserve biodiversity effectively, governments and international NGOs must resist their bias for beauty and size and instead align funding with scientific assessments of risk. This would not only spread resources more equitably, but also make conservation more honest about what is being lost and what might still be saved. As we consider these findings, let's take a moment to appreciate the intricate web of life that surrounds us. Every species, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, plays a vital role in the ecosystem. It's time for us to re-examine our priorities and work towards a more inclusive and effective approach to conservation. We'll be right back with more fascinating stories from the natural world on Nature Walk. Welcome back to Nature Walk. I'm your host, David, and we're glad you're joining us again today as we explore some of the most fascinating stories from the natural world. Right now, let's dive into a tale that's both captivating and concerning. The story of the pangolin. Soft music transitions in the background. The pangolin, often referred to as the most trafficked mammal in the world, is an animal shrouded in mystery and covered in armor. Found in Africa and Asia, these unique creatures are known for their scales, which make up about 20% of their body weight, and their ability to curl into a tight ball for defense. But beyond their intriguing appearance and behaviors, pangolins are facing a dire threat. Music subtly shifts to convey a sense of urgency. The demand for their scales and meat in certain cultures has led to rampant poaching and illegal trade, pushing all 8 species of pangolin to the brink of extinction. The belief that their scales can cure diseases like asthma, arthritis, or even cancer is completely unfounded, yet it drives a lucrative black market. Conservation efforts are underway, including a complete ban on international trade by the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, or CITES, back in 2016. Music transitions to a more hopeful tone. Despite these challenges, there's a growing movement to protect these animals. Governments, conservation organizations, and communities are coming together to promote awareness about the ecological importance of pangolins and the devastating impact of illegal trade. Rehabilitation centers for rescued pangolins offer a glimpse of hope, as do educational programs aimed at debunking myths surrounding their supposed medicinal properties. Music softens further, as we learn more about these incredible creatures, how they walk on their hind legs, balancing with their front claws held up, and how newborn pangolins cling to their mothers for protection. It's hard not to be charmed by them. But beyond their charm, it's crucial that we recognize the role each of us can play in their survival. Music fades out gradually. The story of the pangolin serves as a poignant reminder of the power of human action, both positive and negative, on the natural world. As we continue our journey through Nature Walk today, let's carry with us the hope that through awareness, education, and collective action, we can make a difference for species like the pangolin. Stay tuned for our final story of the day right here on Nature Walk. Welcome back to Nature Walk. I'm your host David, and we're closing out today's episode with a fascinating story about the intricate relationships within our brains. You know, it's easy to get caught up in the grandeur of the natural world, the sweeping landscapes, the majestic creatures, and the awe-inspiring wonders that surround us. But sometimes, the most remarkable discoveries are the ones that happen at the smallest scales. Today, we're talking about astrocytes, a type of glial cell in the brain that plays a crucial role in neuronal development and function. Researchers have made a groundbreaking finding that sheds new light on how these tiny cells shape our brains and behaviors. It turns out that astrocytes use a signaling molecule called S100A6 to modulate neuronal development, influencing everything from synaptic plasticity to cognitive function. This discovery has far-reaching implications for our understanding of neurological disorders, such as Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and even mental health conditions like depression and anxiety. By unraveling the complex interactions between astrocytes and neurons, scientists may be able to develop new therapeutic strategies that target these specific cellular pathways. As we explore the natural world, it's essential to remember that the most profound secrets often lie hidden in plain sight, or in this case, within the intricate networks of our own brains. The more we learn about the delicate balance between astrocytes and neurons, the more we appreciate the breathtaking complexity of the human body. So, as we wrap up today's Nature Walk, take a moment to appreciate the tiny yet mighty forces that shape our minds and bodies. Whether you're a scientist, a nature enthusiast, or simply someone who loves learning about the world around you, remember that there's always more to discover, more to explore, and more to marvel at. That's all for today's Nature Walk. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, keep exploring your natural world.